Oh, Psalms 87 is a short one, but has some succinct information for us. This is another psalm for the sons of Korah, so Moses' cousin, basically their children, their descendants, are going to get this. So, verse 1, his foundation is in the holy mountains. Now, a foundation in the mountains is a building. A building in the mountains, a holy mountain, is a temple. This is temple liturgy in this psalm. Verse 2, the Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. The gates of Zion, there's a distinction here. Gates of Zion, so the gates to the temple, the gates to where the people go to live with God, and more than the dwellings of Jacob. So this is kind of getting into this idea of understanding that, yeah, where Jacob lives is great, but what we really need for Jacob to do is to be spiritually in the right place, not just physically in the right place. So that's important. They have the promised land, but the real promised land is the spiritual land, Zion, coming together with Christ. Verse 3, glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God, Selah. And the city of God is usually known as Jerusalem, of course. Verse 4, I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia. This man was born there. And of Zion it shall be said, this and that man was born in her, and the highest himself shall establish her. And the Lord shall count when he writeth up the people that this man was born there, Selah. So it's kind of hard to follow this a little bit in what is he exactly saying here. So he says, I'll make mention of Rahab and Babylon to them that know me. So who the author of this is saying, I'm going to talk about worldly things. Basically, there's a contrast between the world and Zion. Babylon and Zion are the ultimate contrast of world and God, basically. And how, yes, he was born in the world, but he's a son of God. He's part of Zion as well. So he's that duality of we live in the world, but we should not be of the world. We should be of God and do what he wants us to do, basically. And in verse 7, as well the singers and as the players on instruments shall be there, all my springs are in thee. So that's getting into the idea of course, having celebrations in Zion, praising God, singing praises to him, those kinds of things as well. So a lot of great temple liturgy in this one as well, which is really great. That Zion and the temple are important to God. They are kind of the apex of importance, not just where you live physically, but that you live spiritually as well with God. Very, very important point for us to understand as we seek to find God. It's not about living in the right location, it's living the right way to be with God in Zion, basically. So let's jump over to see the next one, and we'll learn more.